What's up, motherfuckers?
Hey, everybody!
Yeah.
Woo!
Happy New Year!
Yep, and welcome to the
Beantown
Beantown
Beatdown. Matthew Burris.
Gabe Shamus.
Yep. And starting out the new year, difficulty with this fucking shit.
Here.
Yeah.
Start them off.
Yep. And of course, our New England Patriots going to the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Yes, and of course we're playing against the Rams, and hopefully we'll be able to beat the Rams this year, get to the Super Bowl, get another championship.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right, cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Pour mine in the shit. Pour mine's in the glass here.
Yeah.
And back from New Year's, back from the long break.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Gabe's done with playing with the new sex toys he has.
Yes, always.
Yep.
Cheers.
Good cider.
Yeah, so lots of catching up to do.
Yeah, first and foremost, getting right into it. Pacquiao versus Broner.
Mm-hmm.
Great fight. Manny Pacquiao beat the brakes off Adrian Broner's ass. I mean,
Nice.
Broner won a few rounds, but Pacquiao mostly just dominated him. And, of course, after the fight, we all know Broner complained, about having lost the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And, he was like, I should have won the fight. Everybody knows I won the fight. I controlled the pace. They only trying to get back that. They just want that Pacquiao Mayweather rematch money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's like, dude, you lost, man. And of course, if you guys go on our Facebook page, the Beantown Beatdown Facebook page, and my own personal Facebook page, I said, my feelings about it. Adrian's just a sore loser.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm no longer a fan of Adrian Broner. You know what I'm saying? I'm still on the Adrian Broner, bandwagon, but, I just lost a little bit of respect for him after that. Because, he was getting hit with some punches, man. He was getting hit. He almost a few times it looked like he was going to get knocked. He was going to go down. Yeah, Pacquiao was just like, bah, 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 bah.
Man, yeah, I know. That must have been something.
Yeah, it was. And as far as Pacquiao goes, I mean, of course, we didn't see the knockout power. We didn't see. I mean, I think the power is gone. I think the power is gone in his hands. And
right, we've talked about this, before when we were speculating about this, and you basically said that this should still be one of his last fights.
Well, I mean, I don't know what's gonna go on. I mean, they're still talking about a Mayweather rematch.
Mm-hmm.
He says he also wants to fight the winner of Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence.
Okay.
And I mean, Keith Thurman is also another option, and then there's Terrence Crawford. He's another option. We're gonna see what happens. And
Yep, definitely.
I mean, he's still got the hand speed. I mean, he can still get him in there, but that power is gone. Like the power he had in the Marquez fight, the Cotto fights. I mean, it's like that power is gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, the legs are still there and the speed's still there, but it's just, it's just like that power is gone. He can. I mean, he didn't even knock Adrian Broner down, let alone out.
Interesting. Yeah. So you think he should bow out? I'm guessing.
Maybe couple payday. Two more, maybe two or one more paydays, and then call it quits.
Right, gotcha.
And speaking of boxing, and also boxing and MMA, because this Saturday night is a doubleheader of MMA and boxing.
Ah, nice.
Yep, 8 o'clock on Fox. It is Premier Boxing Champions. Josito Lopez versus Keith Thurman at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Nice, nice.
And then, of course, on I think it's either Fox or Fox Sports 1. Check it. Yeah, I think it's Fox Sports 1. Well, check it out on pbc.com just in case.
Right.
Also, at 9 o'clock on for Bellator, Bellator MMA, of course, the finale, the tournament final for the heavyweight championship of the world. Fedor Emelianenko versus the light heavyweight champion Ryan Bader.
Nice.
I still don't know who's gonna win this. I mean, this really is a pick'em.
Huh, still up in the air, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're both good wrestlers.
Right.
And they're both good knockout artists. I mean, like, one shot can end it all. For both fighters.
Right, exactly. All right, so, I mean, we'll just have to see. What do you think each strengths are?
Each strength is they're both very good on the ground. I mean, Ryan Bader, of course, collegiate wrestler,
right.
Greco-Roman freestyle.
Right.
Fedor Emelianenko, judo, sambo, and also sambo. Sambo is like a combination of Greco-Roman and judo.
Okay, gotcha.
And both these guys got good hands. I mean, they can box.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they're heavy hands too. I mean, so don't blink if they go to striking.
Right, exactly. I mean, where do you think each one has the advantage? Where do you think one of them has the advantage?
I think it's pretty even. I think it's pretty even. So we're just gonna have to tune in and see, man.
Right.
I don't know which way it's gonna go. And if you're a combat sports fan, this is definitely a big night for you. Saturday night. Get your beer, get your pizza or hot wings, and just watch these fights. I mean, I was watching the Pacquiao Broner fight with some wings and some beer.
Nice. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So definitely tune in this Saturday night.
Dude.
And now we're gonna get into World Outside the Ring. So Gabe, take it away.
All right. So as Fall Out Boy says, Sugar, we're going down. We're going down, down in an earlier round. Sugar, we're going down swinging. Anyway. So, what is, I can't believe can't believe I haven't talked about this, yet, but what does it mean to be going down? We talk about it all the time, in the fight world. And he even says in the song, going down in an earlier round, meaning, early in the fight. Which is what no fighter wants to do, right? So Matt's the expert on what happens when you're going down in the fight world or as a fighter. But I'm kind of going to tie this into just in regular life as well. I think some of the things are the same. Some of the strategy is the same. You gotta keep up the fight. You gotta work with your endurance. Try and play to your strengths, even as your weaknesses are taking you down. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the first fight with Manny Pacquiao and Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, Marquez got knocked down 3 times in the first round, and he came back and kept fighting. And then the fight led to a draw, which was bullshit.
Here we go.
Pacquiao won.
Here we go. Yep. But anyway, so he's stuck in there, and even though you don't agree, he did by the judges or whatever, managed to stay on par, stay, even with him. There's even as you're going down, there is a lot you can do, I think about when if you're losing a fight rhetorically, if you're trying to like convince someone of something or persuade someone, and that type of thing, and you're fighting with your words, even if you're the main thing is to not get intimidated. That's like the biggest thing. Once the other guy feels like he's intimidated you enough, sometimes that's all it takes, to push you down the slope. So just try and keep coming back, even if you feel like your points aren't as good as his. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When of course we talked about it. What one of Mike Tyson's, well, he sort of a mentor because he was an old Customato protege. I keep forgetting his name. I'm blanking on his name now. Former light heavyweight champion.
Right.
He said when an intimidator fails to intimidate, he becomes intimidated. So if you once your boss fails to intimidate you, your boss will be intimidated.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah, you have to at least try and not be intimidated, because then you might still have the upper hand in that way. Yeah, so that's a very good point.
Jose Torres, that was his name.
Okay, yeah, exactly. Because someone that does have to resort to intimidation, like you said, an intimidator, will then feel like he doesn't have the upper hand anymore. Just because you're able to stand your ground. You know what I mean?
By the way, has there ever been a time when you weren't intimidated by your boss and your boss then became intimidated by you?
A little bit, yeah. I've definitely dealt with situations like that, and yes, it really is true. Even if they walk away saying something really clever and piercing, like you still know that they were actually intimidated by you not backing down. So yeah, it's good, and that also speaks to in the song Going Down Swinging, and that's what people respect. Even if you are going down, you're going to go down swinging. You know what I mean? So your punches might not land, they might not be as good. Again, but if you go down swinging, at least that's what people respect, and I think you'll respect yourself better too.
Yeah, exactly. Or like in Rocky 4 when like in the second round, Rocky cut him, and then. And of course he comes back to Rocky comes back to the corner, and his trainer goes, you see, he's not a machine, he's a man. And he cuts the Ivan's corner, and Ivan goes, he is not human. He is like a beast of iron.
Yeah.
Of course he said it in Russian, and of course I interpreted it. But,
right.
But like through the rounds, he keeps trying to like take him out of there, just like he did with Apollo. But it's like Ivan now is just like, oh, why isn't he going away? Now he's getting scared. Yeah,
exactly. And I think, and that's actually a very good point as well about thinking he's human or not. You do have to remember that everyone actually is human, and and sometimes that's the biggest weapon you have against them is actually knowing that they must have some weakness. Because sometimes the biggest factor in intimidation is feeling like oh, this they must be invulnerable. Nothing I'm doing is working. They must be invulnerable. No, not really. Everyone actually is human. Everyone actually does have a vulnerability. You just have to find it, or at least make them think that you found it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's how the superheroes win their fights in the movies.
Exactly. And superhero is a good metaphor, because even superheroes have their vulnerabilities. Superman is kryptonite famously, and I'm sure we could think of all the other ones, but and that's and that is what the supervillain attacks. That is how the supervillains try and get the upper hand, but then they also have their vulnerabilities as well. So yeah, you gotta just keep remembering that, keep going forward, is the other thing, whether it's going down swinging or just taking another step into, as much as far as you can, it's the same thing. I'm just gonna briefly touch on that. We kind of deal with this in society a lot as well, and unfortunately, sugar, we're going down also, as a country, in this society at the moment, we are going down, and so we also have to keep putting our best foot forward. I'm hoping that this goddamn government shutdown, I'm hoping it's the last one in history, that Republicans will realize that they can no longer use that as a bargaining chip, because government workers that aren't getting paid, they should not be bargaining chips in your negotiations.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, well, Kayla Harris just announced her.
Kamala Harris, yeah.
Oh yeah, Kamala Harris. Sorry, she just announced she's going to be running for president.
Yes.
So, I think things might start looking up. So.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Whoever runs, or whoever is eventually the nominee, should be someone who is very strong, and able to put good ideas forward. Not just be resistant of the president, but put their own good ideas forward and show why their ideas are better. I think that's actually, and why they work. Why they're going to work for the people. I think that's actually the best recipe for success.
Well, let's see. Oscar De La Hoya says he wants to run. The Rock says he wants to run.
Yes, exactly. There's going to be a lot of people. So, I mean, that's the other thing for us. There's going to be a lot of people running, and so for us, we should also be like discerning. Be like, who actually is the best one, who actually can put the best foot forward. And we've talked before about how politics, sometimes doesn't sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't mix, with the world of entertainment or fighting. So, just because The Rock's a good fighter, I'm not going to say that he's, that he's the best one to fight the president politically. That's not quite the same thing. You know what I mean? What are you doing?
Vote for him.
Yes, me. Gabe. Yes, Gabe Chavez, 2020. No, 2024.
But yeah, and also Jesse Ventura. Jesse, I don't know if you ever watch it, his interviews or his podcast. With Jesse, it's sort of like sometimes I don't know. With him, it depends on what side of the bed he gets up in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
But he does have a lot of good ideas, though.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So anyway, that's basically that. That's all we have to say on that matter. But yeah, go down swinging. Put your best foot forward. Sometimes even the smallest step, the smallest swing can actually do it. I think I'm trying to think. There's some. There is some examples in movies and stuff. The one straight arrow or something is the one thing that breaks the whatever, and in Lord of the Rings, all of this is about one small ring, and so even after all the fighting, and some people are losing the battle on the other side, but all it takes is to get the one ring into the fires of Sauron.
Precious.
So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of heard of the Lord of the Rings, but for me, I always think back to that. Was it that episode of South Park?
Oh yes, exactly. The one tape, the one porno tape.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it was funny how Butters he was like, hey, what's happening down there? When I look back at that, it was that's almost like the same reaction like when I saw sex scenes like in like Ghostbusters or like Batman Returns. You know,
Yes.
it's like yeah, especially Batman Returns. You know, I saw like the scene with Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Keaton on the sofa.
Yes.
I just go like, hey, what's happening now? Or
Exactly.
Madonna's Express Yourself video.
Yep, exactly. I think we've all had those moments, those awkward, puberty moments, and us guys when we realize, oh, this thing down there can grow, and what happens next, I don't know.
Oh yeah, exactly. And oh yeah. Also, another good thing about that episode is when they're heading towards the video store,
Yes.
and the they run into kids. They're playing Harry Potter.
Yes.
And he goes like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" He goes, "We're playing Harry
Potter.
Potter." and there's like a 5-second pause, and Cartman goes, "Ha, fags."
Right, exactly. Yeah, he calls them gay when they're dressed up like wizards and stuff. Yeah, it's really funny.
Oh yeah.
Some of those wizards that dwarves.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know if you saw like Lady Gaga at her concert. She actually was talking about she actually talked about like the government workers, like not getting paid. I don't know if you saw the video.
I did not actually. Yeah.
Yeah. She also talked about that lady who's like, she's the head of a art school, art teacher, like who doesn't condone like I don't know LGBT.
Oh, yeah. So the vice president's yeah. So sometimes I hate that I know so much about this, but yes, the vice president's wife is working at a school that's discriminatory of LGBT people, and so yeah, that's a whole other thing too. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, seriously.
Oh yeah, but good for Gaga for speaking out, man.
Yeah.
Good for Gaga. I mean, and it's also funny because like I saw like a video for like I saw I think it was Prager University, and Candace Owens did a video saying like like celebrities, like no one cares about your opinions, or and it's like, well, if you're somebody like, well, for someone like you do care what someone like Lady Gaga says.
Yeah, I mean that's like the biggest thing. Speaking of putting your best foot forward, or using your power when you can, a lot of people like Candace Owens, who say people don't give a shit what celebrities say. They're actually angry that celebrities are using their power for good, and I think that's actually what it comes down to. They say celebrities shouldn't get political, but then if you're right wing, then you still love Ted Nugent, you still love what I mean, you still love those people that use whatever celebrity they have. So that's actually hypocritical. You don't actually believe that they shouldn't be political.
Yeah, well, it's also a matter of picking your spots.
Yeah.
Unlike Meryl Streep, who who while getting a Lifetime Achievement Award takes the time to bash MMA and the NFL.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, that was not her place to talk about that. She was making a broader point about the arts and culture, and she should have just stuck with that.
Yeah, it's like she should have just been like, look, because you are getting your thank you.
Right.
Your Lifetime Achievement Award, it's like you are getting your thank you, what I'm saying? And, that should be the time to be like, thank you for, this for all the times, like I went to audition, got told no, I had to do a movie, just for money. Because sometimes there are times when you have to do a crappy movie just for the paycheck.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And, and for the times when you did a movie and it tanked as well, so
right,
that was a thank you. And again, I just think back to that we all remember that picture of Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn looking at him. I swear they look like they just want to run up the stage and just drag her off there.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, use your power, but also know your timing, know your, audience, and your place. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know. So yeah, there's a lot to be discouraged about, but I see even with all that, I see a lot more to be hopeful for, and and like I said, I do have faith about it. Doesn't mean we won't be going through hell for a while first, but I do have faith about it.
Well, yeah, as long as marijuana is still legal and gay marriage is still legal, I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be good.
Yeah. Also, a quick little Ronda Rousey report.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Of course, the Royal Rumble is this Sunday, the road to WrestleMania.
Nice.
She's going to be going up against the boss, Sasha Banks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and of course, we all know, well, if you're a WWE fan, if you've been following Monday Night Raw and for the blah. If you've just been following WWE period,
right?
I mean, we all know that Sasha Banks is not gonna walk out of the Royal Rumble, the world champion. I mean, because like Sasha Banks and Bayley, they're a tag team, the Boston Hug Connection, and they have the women's tag team titles, and they're gonna be crowning a new women's tag team champion at the Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
So my guess is that they're gonna put the tag titles on Bayley and Sasha at the Elimination Chamber, and of course I've talked about it. They really do want a Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey match at WrestleMania, so they're building towards that.
Right.
So, but let me tell you something. I saw Monday Night Raw last night, and Ronda Rousey was in a tag match with Natty Neidhart, Jim Neidhart's daughter, against the Boston Hug Connection.
Okay.
They lost when Sasha did the bank statement, and let me tell you something. Both of them cut good promos before their match, and let me tell you something. I am pumped. I mean, I wish I did have the money to order the pay-per-view.
Right.
But let me tell you something, man. They really are one of the key female performers in the WWE as far as the women's division goes. I mean, you still got your Baileys, your Nia Neidharts, Nia Jax, Lacey Evans, who is getting called up to the main roster. She's definitely going to be a star. I mean, because I also follow her on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a Marine. She's married to her high school boyfriend, and she's also a daughter. I mean, she has a daughter too.
Right.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a smilf. And of course there's Nikki Cross, who's definitely very well too. She's like I don't know. Did you ever watch WCW back in the day?
Back in the day, no, probably not.
Well, WCW, they had a girl named Daphne. She was like as the crazy chick who was known for yelling and stuff.
Okay.
Nikki Cross is kind of like that, except that she's Scottish.
Oh.
And she doesn't have all the tattoos. She's like Daphne.
Right.
And she's she's schizophrenic too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she does this thing where she's like, Nikki just wants to play. She wants to play.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of sexy too. She kind of gives me a boner. I can only imagine what she'd be like in bed. So, but yeah, go over the Royal Rumble this Sunday on pay-per-view.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now we're gonna get into the last round. And for the last round, I'm gonna do my review of Batman Ninja. While we were on break, I got a cold. Like about a week after New Year's Eve. And while I was getting medicine and stuff, I got Batman Ninja. Figured I'd watch a movie while I was sick.
Yeah, totally.
And let me tell you, of course, Batman Ninja was out was released earlier in 2018,
Okay.
like in the spring of 2018, but I didn't get around to getting it or
Right.
watching it, but I did.
Right.
And let me tell you something, it is the shit. I love this movie.
Nice.
Man. And of course, now in the movie, there's this gorilla named God or something. I forget how to pronounce it.
Okay.
But he uses like a transporter to transport all of Arkham Asylum's criminals and Batman into feudal Japan. And just like in feudal Japan, there's like regions, and all the criminals have taken over the regions. You know, the Joker and Harley Quinn have a region.
Oh.
And then there's Poison Ivy. There's Two-Face, Deathstroke, and the Penguin. And of course, Batman is there. There's Nightwing. There's Red Robin, which is Damian Wayne, the son of Batman.
Okay.
And then there's Nightwing, which is the original Robin, Dick Grayson. And then there's I think there's another Robin too. And then there's and they're all there, and Alfred's there as well. There's Batgirl.
Okay.
And I mean, first they try. Of course, the Batmobile is transported there,
right?
But it doesn't really work because like they have like heavy machines, like because you don't know in Japanese like anime and stuff, they're known for like machines and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even in feudal Japan. And it just crushes the Batmobile and stuff like that, and so Batman has to rely on like real ninjutsu, and there's actually a ninjutsu clan that believes that in a bat god, like a bat, demon, ninja bat.
Okay.
So and they
nice.
think Batman is like the embodiment of that.
Of the god. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Batman, he just goes to town. He really does embody the spirit of a ninja warrior. And anybody that knows me, like I grew up not only with Batman, but I loved like ninja films,
yes.
like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Three Ninjas, and then American Ninja, so like. This is definitely cool for me, and also I grew up watching anime films as well, so it is a PG-13. There's some swearing and some violence, nothing gory or anything, and there's no sex. Of course, it would have helped if there was some sex and gore,
right?
Just like the anime from my day, but it is good. And as far as which version I watch, I've seen both versions. I've seen the English dub version, and I have seen the Japanese version. Of course, the Japanese is much better because that's original. You get really what they're saying.
Right. Wow, yeah, that's fascinating. That's a good combo. The combo of the ninja stuff. And I was about to say, you've known a lot. You've seen a lot of other. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this. You've seen a lot of other like traditional ninja films as well. And so yeah, that must be pretty cool. There is a lot of kind of mixing or reimagining of superheroes lately, and so that is pretty cool as well. It brings to mind the new movie Into the Spider-Verse. I don't know if you saw the promos for that.
Oh yeah. The new the cartoon version of Spider-Man. And well, also to go off on a little bit of a jag here, I'm all Spider-Man out because between that one, because with all the Spider-Man films and this one, and then the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far Away from Home, that's coming out in April.
Yeah, I heard that.
I saw the trailer for that one too. It's actually pretty good, but still, it's just like enough already. Just enough already.
Right. Well, the difference of this one is that there's actually a lot of different Spider-Mans in different universes, and so this is actually the first African American Spider-Man is in this one. So there is that.
Yeah, but even still, it's just I'm just all Spider-Man out. No,
and yet, I bet you would never get tired of Batman, whereas I would get tired of Batman. So.
Yeah, but it's like, well, I don't know. It's because like Batman has like a great legacy of like, films and television, where Spider-Man hasn't had much of a legacy in films, but it's to the point now where it's like, even with it's been like, it's had some success, some haven't. It's I guess I would say like little hit and miss, depending on who you talk to. But
Right.
it's now it's getting to the point where it's like it's getting to the point where it's Marvel is just like I think they're thinking more of the quantity instead of quality now.
Yeah.
And it is getting to the point where it's just like, okay, we can't miss Spider-Man if he won't go away.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the same way about Superman. Earlier on, there was always more Supermans, and it's like, in the epic rap battles of history, so the person who was against Superman was like, how many times are they going to replay your story?
Yeah, exactly. And also, by the way, because Marissa Tomei, she plays Aunt May.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she plays Aunt May in the new Spider-Man films. And let me tell you something, Marissa Tomei, she still looks pretty hot. Yeah, she still looks pretty hot. In fact, actually, I heard a few years ago that Lady Gaga wanted Marissa Tomei to play her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in fact, actually, remember when Gaga hosted Saturday Night Live?
Yes.
There was this like one scene where like they were doing like a interview for an apartment, and Gaga she had like she did kind of look like Marissa Tomei's character in
Cousin Vinny.
Cousin Vinny, with the boobs and the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Also, my friend Rainer, I told her if you ever look at her, she looks like a cross between Marissa Tomei and Jamie Sigler from The Sopranos, the one who played Meadow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I actually had one dream where Marissa was like her mother, and she was like talking about her apartment, and she goes, "Oh." She was like, "Oh, honey, your apartment, it needs a little fix up. You need to get it fixed," and stuff like that.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of Rosie. What's her name though? That you just did. That was
Rosie
more
Perez?
Rosie Perez. Yeah.
Oh, so I sound like a Puerto Rican chick? Yeah, New York. Yeah, New Yorkers. They all sound alike.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, Marissa Tomei, still looks good for her age. I think she's like in her 50s, late 50s now.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Yeah, still looking good. She she still looks good. Still. You could still beat off to her.
Right. Yeah.
Well, unless you're this guy.
Right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, these celebrities, they do have the secret somehow. I don't know how they keep doing it, but a lot of them, a lot of these women look great, through their 60s, 70s.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like like Bo Derek or like Kim Basinger. She's kind of still in that in that range, as well.
Yeah, Daryl Hannah, you wouldn't have known,
Oh yeah, Daryl Hannah too.
Yeah, I'd say you wouldn't have known from Kill Bill 2, that she was all the way back in, in like the 70s as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, and also by the way, I had this, we were speaking about the female wrestlers and stuff. Also, I forgot to mention Charlotte Flair. Ric Flair's daughter. She's a phenomenal wrestler too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I have a huge crush on her. In fact, yeah, a little bit of a wet dream here.
Here we go.
Actually, I haven't done a wet dream in a long, long time. So, hey,
so you say.
No, I haven't talked about a wet dream here on the show. So here's a little wet dream for the new year.
Okay.
And hopefully more to come. I had this one dream, like we were driving in our like pickup truck, and we were like on a dirt road because she is from North Carolina. flair country. She is a country girl.
Only you would put that as a setting in
she
your wet
really
dream.
is. She really is from the country. She really is born and raised.
I know.
And we're, it's like we stopped in the middle of the dirt road, and then she comes over and like she's driving, by the way, and then she starts, she's kissing me, and then she gets on my lap, and then cowgirl style, and then she's just she starts fucking the shit out of me. And then she fucks me, and then I came inside her, and then after I came inside her, she looks over at me and smiles. She goes, "Get out." And I went, "What?" And she goes, "Get out." And I got out the car, and she just drives off.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, another quick thing. I also had another dream where she was pregnant. Like I had gotten her pregnant, and it was like out of that. You know that movie 9 Months with Julianne Moore and Julianne Moore and what's his face, the British dude.
I don't remember. Hugh Grant.
Yeah, Hugh Grant. And I was like, she was pregnant, and she was like, get it out of me, and her, because in real life her friends are Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and Bailey. They call themselves the Four Horsewomen.
Okay.
And I'm there with a camera, and I'm filming this, and I got the camera, and I go hey Charlotte, come on Charlotte, say anything you want to say, and she looks at the camera, and she goes, and she's saying this, she goes, "I hate you. You ruined my wrestling career, and you ruined my vagina, you big dick, Beantown, horse brain, fucking son of a whore, bitch." And I go, honey, I love you too, but that's not really nice. I don't think the baby wants to hear that. And she punches me in the face. She goes, "Get out!" and then Bailey, because if you know Bailey's character is kind of childlike, and she's like, "Oh my god, she's having a baby, oh, I know she's having a baby," and Becky in her thick accent, she goes, "Pull yourself together, woman," and smacks the fuck out of Bailey, and Bailey just goes, "Thank you." And Sasha, she's like, okay, push, and the baby just comes out. She goes, "Ah!" Yeah, and we have a child.
Okay. Lots of layers in that one. I don't even know if I can touch that.
well, yeah, it's the it's the new year, and
exactly.
Yeah, and also, by the way, we have a boy, by the way, in the dream.
Okay.
But don't worry, you're still in the picture, Uncle Gabe.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, and we're gonna end it right there. And also, by the way, next weekend we're gonna be doing Ringside with Matt and Gabe. We're gonna be
February 1st.
Yep, February 1st. We're gonna be doing two fights in one episode again. This one is going to be on the anniversary of Mike Tyson versus Frank Bruno, and also the anniversary of Roberto Duran versus Iron Barkley. So once again, Roberto Duran and Mike Tyson, just like we did on the YouTube episode, and another double episode, just like we did on the live episodes. And make sure you watch that episode as well if you didn't get a chance to see it.
All right.
And click subscribe, click like, and go on our Facebook page as well on our YouTube page, and also watch the Beer and Brawl show this Friday night for the Emil Griffith versus Benny Paret night, the three classic fights from the 50s and 60s, and that's about it.
That's it. So,
from
Beantown to your town.
Beantown, Beatdown, Matthew Burris,
Gabe Chavez,
saying, "Go Patriots!"
Woo!